Okay, after cutting out the wood, you're going to use a chalk to screw the pieces together. Do that to every piece, and then, when you've done that to every one, nail them or screw them all together so that you have something like this. Remember that bit of wood with the slit in the top? That's going to be the roof. So place that on the top, like so. The door should be able to slide freely through the slit in the roof. This will act as the mechanism that traps the animal while it is in there eating the bait. Next, you must cut out a small block of wood that will act as a chalk against the door so that the animal will not be able to push out. Make sure that when you place it, you do not place it so that it interferes with the door's path as it falls. Make sure it is square with the edge of the wood. You only need one chalk, as the second one won't be necessary as the animal is not that strong. Alright, so now we basically have our full box structure done. Next comes the most fiddly bit. We need to organize and construct the gravity mechanism that will trigger the trap when the animal's inside it. Firstly, drill a 10mm hole somewhere between the back and the end of the top of the box. So, like in the picture you see. Okay, this is where it gets a bit hard. You need a bit of wood, like in the one in the picture, half the length of your box. So, which would be about 11.5 inches long, if you followed my instructions. And you need a hot glue that, about near the center, a bit forward in the center of your box. Hot glue that thoroughly, all the way around. Okay, so I'm guessing you're a bit confused to where all this is going. So I'm going to show you a picture of how it looks when it's fully set up. You need another bit of wood. It sits on top of the bit of wood that we hot glued on before. It acts as a teeter-totter. When the stick is hit inside the box, all the tension is down, and then it swings the other way and the door falls down. It is 14 inches long and just sits there. It doesn't need to be nailed, it just sits on there because of all the tension. How to set up your box trap. Firstly, notch the stick in so that it latches onto the edge of the hole. The stick should hold up the door, and the teeter-totter seesaw bit of wood should be on a slight angle. In the last picture, you saw a photo of a stick. That stick's going to hold up all the tension of the door, so that when it is knocked, if the door falls down, it has a notch inside of it, which latches onto the side of the hole that we drew before. The stick needs to be just bigger than the box, like you saw in the photo before, and the notch has to be about 8mm thick, but be careful, don't go through your stick. Okay, next you will need to drill a small hole in both the stick, door, and the seesaw bit of wood. The seesaw bit of wood needs a hole at each end. Tie a fishing line going from the door to the seesaw, and from the stick to the other end of the seesaw. The string from the stick must be about half the length as the string to the door, so it has more tension and holds up the door. The trap works like this. Say the stick is a rabbit. It goes in, looking for the food, bumps the stick, and the door comes down.